Welcome to our podcast, episode 108 on Omori. Finally going to talk about Omori, seeing that for me recently I did my final stream on Omori, and I feel like I've done enough of the game. I may have not, done all the boss fights in the Hikamori route and done all the bonus content, but I felt pretty satisfied leaving it where I got up to. Like, I already spent, hundreds, well, not hundreds, but over 100 hours in the game, and definitely at that point, like, I was kind of done with the tedium, so yeah, I decided to stop. Yeah, again, I could always return to it and do more of it, but for now I am done with it, so Omori. Definitely a game filled with a lot of heavy topics and subjects, so it's not, I guess, for everyone. But if you do play it, it's definitely well worth it. Like in Australian dollars, it's like 30, so it might be like $15, $20 US. So, um, like, it's definitely a game well worth its like price. Like, well worth the price to play because it's got really good story. Gameplay, I mean, it's pretty alright, although it's definitely can be a little bit tedious after time, but it works. The systems work perfectly fine. Like, on a fundamental level, the systems are pretty good and pretty, I guess, well balanced, I suppose. But on uh, execution level, when you're playing it, sort of does become the same, button pushes over and over again, especially once you get to like the higher levels when you start to steamroll most enemies except bosses, because some of the bosses, oh my god, they are challenging, some of the late game bosses and the Hikamori route bosses. Um, but yeah, Omori is definitely well worth it. So yeah, um, it's definitely a good game and something I would recommend checking out. And you definitely start to feel the depression of the game, once you've invested a lot of time into it, because letting go of it was like hard for me, like despite all the tedium of the game, it still was a very enjoyable experience. Like, 9 out of 10, definitely recommend. Probably like one of the best, or I guess middle of the road 9 to 10 games, mainly because of the tedious stuff. Like, because the story's good, but there's definitely some tedious sections, and it can be a bit tedious to grind at parts. So yeah, it is definitely a process, and can definitely take a bit. But yeah, and but nonetheless, Omori's good, and yeah, it has a good soundtrack, good story, and yeah, definitely recommend playing it. I definitely recommend doing both, the normal route and Hikamori, because there's a lot of stuff you can miss on Hikamori. And if you don't know how to begin it, just look up a YouTube guide, you know. Um, so, yeah. And, yeah. But otherwise, that'll be it for this podcast. I'm always good. Definitely recommend playing it. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching this video, and peace until next time.